How can you be pregnant? It don't make no sense.
All two, back to back, just like that. We about to see the fucker that he's about to
say it once more.
Let's see what he says.
Comment, like, subscribe. Social media, go watch main channel video.
Yes, sir.
Show love.
Channel reaction.
You heard him say he just dropped this, so you got something to do after this.
We'll drop it this week.
Look at that.
Stay up to date.
You've got, something that they could improve at, that they could be better at, but it's like one thing.
What the fuck is this?
I haven't come here for this. I'm not going to get violated and I have to get stand
What
up.
is
I let that
this?
slide for the whole week.
She got that.
When people think you're weak and you physically can't like handle yourself, that's when they take the piss.
The key is just taking that little step out of your comfort zone.
I miss my daughter a lot.
This is why I say people don't like you.
That's cool. I know why I came here. I didn't come here to like you or like the next girl. I'm too cute.
You already started.
I know why I came here. I didn't come here to like you or like.
Where is she from?
That's that shit. She's from that shit. She's from that shit. With your mom.
Oh.
Her.
Wait, I know, but like.
I forgot what it's called. The blue room, the blue dress, the blue rabbit. The blue
You're right.
The blue room, I don't know. Something.
Why she look good?
Right, gang.
The next girl. I'm too cute.
Nah,
What is going on though, bro?
Did Jericho just touch me? Let me tell you something. In your life.
Bro. It is.
Oh, so I forgot her name. I just remember her face.
In light of the altercation that happened yesterday night, we have decided to send you ladies on a wellness retreat.
Those girls do not like me. No matter what you say to them, they will never like me. All they can do is come to my face and be fake. Girl, I opened up to you. I literally sat down and opened up to you.
I trusted you. You could have defended him in a different way. Defended him in a different way. I don't care.
No, do you care about your
No.
channel?
I need to get to that. I need to
Watch
get to
it.
that because you don't understand it.
I just want to know where you found the time.
I never had nothing else to do. What? Because I don't feel sentimental feelings towards people. That's
No, not towards people for your own flesh and blood.
like I said. There was you and all these other side bitches that I didn't give a fuck about. Many people could say, "Rah, like you met my mum, you met my family." I didn't give a fuck about their family. Like I said, I'd go to people's house, look at their mum right in the eye, and be like, yeah. And these times I don't give a fuck about their daughter or nothing else, and I still don't. Yeah.
Go on.
But during the second year we was together, like there was somebody that, like I said, sighting, not you up there, not the two below that I just kept there as a consistent link. Below that, I had a few other consistent links. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Now, when I say consistent links, I mean in the sense that I didn't even really like these fucking people. I might just have them around because one has a banging body, one might be a light-skinned thing with green eyes, another one might have a Jamaican accent and she's kind of thick. These people don't mean
disgusting.
these people don't mean shit to me. They probably thought it was way more than it was because I would, like I said, I'd meet these people's parents. I was seeing someone that was like 40 years old and like I met her fucking daughter. Like I'd meet people's whole families and I didn't give a fuck about their family. And I can say that confidently and I could look in the camera, I didn't give a fuck about them.
So the family he's meeting.
I'd meet people's kids, I'd meet people's mums, their grandparents, I didn't give a fuck about these people.
I don't understand why you think that's okay to be going around seeing all these people. Like, you told me that it makes you feel, what would you say? I don't know, like it's your purpose or something like that.
When I'm not achieving anything else, the fact that I could get gal was the only thing that was an achievement to me.
Okay, but that still doesn't make sense.
Why is it that I could meet people's parents and not give a fuck about that?
All of it.
The reason
all
I
of
could,
it.
it's not hard.
Being able to meet so many people, for what reason? Don't you find that disgusting?
Looking back at it, yeah. But at the same time, the reason, if you're asking me why I didn't give a fuck about these people and their families and anything like that, you know me well enough to know that I don't give a fuck about my biological mum. I don't give a fuck about my dad. I don't care about these people. My brothers, I don't give a fuck about these people. The only reason I ever even gave Christine, who's my biological mum, a kiss on the cheek is because I saw you communicate with her and you made me see her like somewhat of a human being. because I never saw as much. No, but you know that. But you know that now. It's not nothing new that you knew. You saw how I treated.
Yeah, but no, I didn't know that. That's the reason why.
Nah, I never gave a fuck about her.
Yo.
When you say to me how I could do these, like, feel this way about these people, because if I don't give a fuck about my biological parents, why would I give a fuck about other people's parents?
Do you care about your
I don't care
child?
about that. I'm gonna get to that.
No, do you care about your
No.
child?
I need to get to that because you don't understand it. So I need to explain it to you, otherwise you ain't gonna get it. So I'll
Let's
get
start
it.
now, explain it.
I know
So
that.
I've never heard it.
during the second year when we seen each other, like I said, there was somebody I was seeing consistently that probably thought I was their man. I didn't give a fuck about them. Yeah.
She thought you was her man.
All these people thought I was their fucking boyfriends. Everybody did. Some of these people probably put pictures out of me and say that I was with them. I didn't give a fuck about them. They could think it was something special, but to me it wasn't shit. I would take a picture of somebody's
How often
mum.
were you seeing these people for them to think that you're in a relationship with them?
It was consistent over
So when
years.
when was this
Consistent
happening when I
links,
was staying in your
it's like-
house, when we were staying together? Is it the moment I left?
No.
When I would stay around 3 days a week and I'll go home. Is
Like I
that
said,
when...
these people were consistent.
I just want to know where you found the time.
Nah,
I
yeah.
never had nothing else to do.
So when you was working,
He was just, yeah.
The nightclub thing was what, Thursday to Saturday.
okay, but I'd meet you after sometimes.
No, but
so
you
I want to know when you had the time.
No, but you got to remember as well, these two jobs weren't even consistently at the same time. So I always had free time. Anytime you ever said, I want to come and see you, I never said no, right? I always said yes.
No, but the times you were working, and I'll be at your house.
I had a lot of free time. Now, let me ask you something. Let me just say something
When
to you.
was you seeing these people after work? Or,
Not off. I had time. That's what I'm trying to say. I had
Just
time
say you
to
weren't
these
at
people.
I know, but where did you find the time when I was at your house? When I was staying with
Just
you?
say
I
it,
went to
bro.
Birmingham. I was staying in Birmingham with you. When did you see these people? Have you lied about working?
Yeah.
Even in Birmingham, there was somebody that I used to see in Birmingham.
No, I know.
No, and it's not even the person that you thought it was.
Doesn't matter. I know you were seeing
But
people.
no, but the point I'm trying to make is I had
That's
time.
why I left you.
No, but the point is I had time. I had time to rotate 16 girl around, and then have you as my main girlfriend. I had time.
16 is crazy.
But like I said,
What is this guy doing?
I never saw these.
16 consistent links, but he worked multiple jobs. Or I'm
Bro,
wrong.
That's
he
a
didn't,
lot
he
of
didn't
time.
do nothing. He was just he
Yeah.
was taking shit down, and that's all he was doing, and then going back to home
yeah.
to her.
I'm surprised you don't have a kid.
Nah.
Yeah, he's a spazzy McGee because Nah,
Spaz out.
he's bugging.
Nah, you might be.
You're telling her to our face 16 girls, then you what?
Because anybody I gave a fuck about.
When I started working night shift, and it's like all of a sudden, sometimes I'm calling his phone, he's not even answering his phone.
And that was all during the time. I had time. I had free time. I had loads of free time.
And then I'll come see you on the weekend.
I had loads of free time.
You make me sick.
But
You're disgusting.
so during the second year that I was seeing you, there was something I was just linking. Like I said, they probably thought it was more deep than it was. Like the other fucking,
Shut up, Joe.
like the other 16
Everyone.
fucking people that thought it was something.
Everyone.
There was this person I was linking, yeah? And when I got with this person, linking, one of the reasons I got on with them so well, yeah? And I actually met this person at the same event. When I first got with this person and linked them, they said they couldn't have kids. And I was like, that's fucking great because I don't want to have kids anyway, and definitely not with you because you're just the side chick to me. Like, this ain't gonna ever progress to be fuck all because I got my girlfriend, which is you, and I don't want nobody else like that, yeah? Now, we stopped seeing each other. Why? We stopped doing the consistent linking thing.
Why?
Not consistent because
Why?
I didn't give a fuck about them. So
Okay.
and I just thought I'm bored of you. So you can like why would I want to see someone like that? I didn't see them for like 6 months, and then randomly out the blue they shouted me. I went to see them. We slept together. Now, you know me well enough to know that I can kind of I
I'm not going to talk about that. But go on.
no, but you know I have
Yeah,
to
but go
I have
on.
to say it, otherwise it doesn't make sense. Like you already know that I can control coming. Yeah? Really?
Carry on.
Yeah. You already know that like I'm not firing at nobody unless it's my
What?
choice. Yeah? But this one time I did, not because I wasn't thinking, and I thought to myself, you can't even have youths anyway, so this don't even matter. Like, and plus, I ain't seen you in 6 months and we ain't that, so fuck yourself. Like, I'm just gonna do this, and then we ain't gonna see each other, whatever. It's just like a quick fling or whatever. Yeah. Now a few months later, that person had sent me a message, and they said that they was pregnant. And the first thing I said to myself was, bruv, I don't know why you tell me that bullshit, bruv. You need to go to the thing and just get an abortion real quick, because I don't want to have a fucking kid with you. I don't give a fuck about you. Yeah? And in that moment, I just felt like I had to be super honest. And I said, look, bruv, I'll be real for you, like, you're one of like 16 people. Yeah? You ain't even someone I see as my girlfriend. I don't even really like you like that. So realistically, this can't be nothing like that. So it's best that you do that. They said that they were gonna go do it. And then I was meant to go with them on that day. And to be fair, I didn't really give a fuck, so I just went to link some next to. I didn't go with them.
He's top one now. He's top one. He's top one for the brand.
What goes on?
Nah, there's one thing that I'm on.
What goes on?
He had one chance, bro.
He ran out of chances. He didn't. Nah, chance is not even his vocab.
Nah, he called it heavily.
I said, wow.
Nah, that was over the top. I'm really puzzled.
Yo, this is
He
crazy.
could have just been like, yo, I'm about to go get this. Wow.
And then I wanna hear him say, I've been treating you like my main girlfriend, you my queen. I wanna hear him say that, because there's no way. There isn't. There's nothing.
I'm about to say it right now.
Nah, he shouldn't.
He shouldn't. I don't even know how. That's in his like.
Damn,
And then
Jack.
I felt like such an idiot, because when they even told me that they were pregnant, I said, how can you be pregnant when you told me the first time I met you can't have kids? How can you be pregnant? So already I was thinking, bruv, I don't understand what the fuck is going on here. Like, and you know me, I've never been one of them guys to tell anybody I want to have children. And you know me well enough to know that from someone that's been with me for 4 years. And
So
you're
you
the only
blocked her?
No, I told her.
No, you blocked her.
I told her.
You blocked her.
Listen, how can you know what's going to happen if I'm not telling you? Yeah? Like I said, the first thing that went through my mind was, you said you couldn't even have kids, so this shouldn't even be a conversation. You got to get the abortion real quick, so I don't want to hear this. Yeah? So they said they would go do it. Then the next day they come back and say they didn't do it, and I was like, bruv, are you dumb? Like, why would you?
Do you know
not
what? Do you know what? First of all, I don't see why you feel like you have the right to tell anybody to get an abortion if they fall pregnant by you, because you're the one that's being like you're moving reckless.
No, listen.
You lay down with her.
Listen.
You said you could control yourself, but you didn't control yourself. Okay, so no, that's you now. That is
No, because
all you.
the person said they couldn't get
It
pregnant.
doesn't
so
matter
why-
whether they said it or not.
What do you mean it doesn't
So
matter
what?
if they said it or not?
So anyone can say that and it's alright. Just believe them.
No, you shouldn't just believe them.
So
I've seen
what?
this-
What you just believe?
I was
that?
seeing this person consistently for like 2 years, like on and off like a link. So why would they lie to me about that? If I was linking them for 2 years like this, fucking them every so often, why would I think they lie about not being able to get pregnant? That's dumb.
And she said it from the
I
beginning.
believe them. Yeah, they told me that they couldn't from the beginning, the first time I got with them. Then fast forward now, as soon as they told me, I said, what are you even saying? Because you said you couldn't get pregnant, so what the fuck are you talking about?
Well, there's always a chance.
Like, in that moment, I'll be real with you, yeah? I told the person straight up, like, I don't know what kind of bullshit that you're trying to pull, but you're not going to get me with no sympathy thing trying to make me feel, like, you're not going to make me feel anything for this. Like, I'm not one of them people that sells people dreams like, I want to have a family of people. I don't want to have no family of people. You're the only person I ever wanted to have a family with. So I'm not the type of guy to tell people and sell people dreams that I want to have a child with them. And you know that well enough. As much as I chat shit, you know that enough to know that I would never tell somebody I'd want kids with them, because I never wanted kids. Going into that now, I aired this person for 4 years. I blocked them because I said, bruv, what the fuck are you trying to pull? Yeah? And I never spoke to them for 4 years. But then, by that...
And you don't even regret that?
No.
Not one bit?
No.
That your child is out there?
Listen, the reason I'm going to get to that. I don't regret nothing. I don't regret nothing. Just like when I met...
You're
Christine at 9 years old, I looked
bugging,
in her face,
my
I never
guy.
felt nothing
No,
for
but
her.
that's
Just like when I met my dad.
I'm
I
talking
never
about
felt
your flesh and
nothing
blood.
for
You
her.
don't regret abandoning your child?
Ree, how can I feel... If I'm telling you right now, and you know me well enough to know that, I met Christine, my biological mum, and for how many years of my life, I never even looked at this woman as someone that I'd even want to be associated with me. I hated looking at her, and she didn't even do anything to me. I just didn't like anything about her. Just like when I met my dad at 23, and then I met him and I found out even though you're schizophrenic, even though Christine was schizophrenic, and understanding their situation, and understanding that they were both on drugs, I still didn't. No, just listen to what I'm trying to say to you.
Absolutely.
You're just waffling because you're not making no sense. How's that?
Sense, but you're not getting it. Just like I didn't give a fuck about them and what they went through, I didn't give a fuck about them. Same way.
It's like you don't care how
my dad, like I said, I didn't feel nothing. Just like when I met Christine, I don't feel nothing.
myself look good.
I don't feel nothing for these. I don't feel fuck all for these people. But after 4 years of airing this person, the only thing that made me even think to reach out, which is what I did, was not because of any emotional, sentimental thing, because I don't feel that. I just looked at it like, if it wasn't for my grandmother adopting me and helping me and saving my life and doing it, I'd probably be a crackhead just like my dad would be a crackhead. I might be schizophrenic like both of them too. So the only thing that made me say, I said to myself, let me reach out and make a communication and try and build something, even though I don't like the person, what they've done. And let me build a communication. But it's nothing out of love or sentimental reasons. It's because I just thought to myself, I don't want this person to grow up and end up being a fucking crackhead and shotting up pussy for £20, bruv. Like, that's all it is. It don't mean that I give a fuck about it or anything like that. Just like I said, I didn't give a fuck about Christine or my dad. I don't give a fuck about none of these people.
So back to your child.
So back to that, I then found out from this person, and even when I went to meet this person to do this paternity test, because I thought it's still bullshit, because how can you say you can have kids, and then all of a sudden, I just didn't believe it. So I took a paternity test thing, and in that moment, that person basically slipped up, and they basically admit they lied again. So by the time they even told me about, they found out they're pregnant, they had known already. So by the time they even said to me, etc., etc., it would have been too late for them to do it. So in essence, it was never any kind of, I never really had any say in it, regardless.
Okay, so in the situation now, how do you feel about your child who's out there?
What do I feel?
How do you feel about the child that's out there? Your child?
I feel you.
You never think about your child?
Wait, what?
Wait, can you explain to me what's on your mind right now?
Wait, hold on. So wait.
Yeah, please.
So he calmly just said she was already past the date where she couldn't get an abortion.
And said,
is that not what he just said?
Yeah.
So then that must have means that she was pregnant by another nigga by the time she told him.
Kinda, that's what it sounded like.
So why? Maybe
And he said that she lied. Nah. We heard that. I heard that. I agree. So it's like, it really goes down in the hood.
I don't feel no sentimental, nothing. No love, nothing.
No love
within the
towards your child.
within the first year,
Do you know how you look? You feel.
It's not about how I look, because I don't care about how I look to people.
No,
I'm being honest.
You're mad.
It's not about being mad, Ree.
How do you not care about your own child that's out there?
How do I not give a fuck about my biological mum or my dad? Like I said, the only reason I reached out was because...
So your child is a situation that you're never going to go back to. That's it. You'll never reach out.
I have reached out. And that's the point I'm trying to make. After 4 years, I have.
And then what happened after that?
I've been trying to build a relationship from that.
You've been trying to build?
But it's not out of no sentimental reasons or out of love. I don't feel that. It's out of obligation because I know it's something that you have to do. Not because I feel nothing. Just like it's obligation for me to show respect and show what...
That kid is going to look at this video and lose his mind.
Probably just gonna be just like this nigga.
That is not valid. I mean, he had his mom to like nurture him and show him the rights, but like, you're only being a dad because it makes sense to everybody else but you. That's what it sounds like.
But you don't care at all, like not even 1%.
He doesn't feel none of that. But I'm gonna do this because it's the obligation that I have for this subject. Does it sound crazy?
No, it sounds crazy, but
I bet to Christine, even though I may not have any sentimental or love for her, it's just the fact that I should give that to her because she's my biological mum. Just like I should have some sort of respect for my dad because he is my biological dad. I'm not trying to sound like a dickhead, I'm just being honest. When you ask me stuff about how can you not care, how can you not have any sentimental feelings, it's because I can't tell you why I don't care for Christine. I can't tell you why I don't care for my dad just because they're family. The only people I give a fuck about is my grandma, that's my mum. That's the only person I give a fuck about. Anybody else, I don't feel it. Within the first year when the person sent me a picture of their kid, I took the picture and I threw it in the bin because I didn't give a fuck about that. I just thought to myself, this person basically lied to me about some shit, and now I'm here, and now basically I've just created another situation where I've created another statistic. That's why I never wanted to have kids. I never wanted to have children. I never wanted to repeat what my grandmother had to go through. My grandmother had to restart her whole life at 50 years old just to raise me.
Well, you should have been more responsible then.
No,
and the fact that you had no,
and you're right.
You should be more responsible, and the fact that you do have a child, that is your right to look after your child.
Exactly. And
it's not about throwing in the bin because it's not what you wanted, or because you feel I don't know.
I feel like I was lied to.
It doesn't matter whether you feel like it's like. It doesn't matter what situation you're in. The fact that it's like
what?
It's something not screwed.
What? Because I don't feel sentimental feelings towards people. That's
no, not towards people, for your own flesh and blood.
What's flesh and blood?
The thing that you're saying, yeah, you're basically saying no.
Let me ask you something.
In our relationship, yeah, as far as I'm concerned, yeah, you've made it out to me. You've painted this picture as the reason why you don't care about your biological mom, your biological dad, is because of how they were. For example, you just said now she got her kids taken away from her.
It's not about how they were. It's that I don't feel that.
Okay, but you've mentioned how she got her kids taken away from her, so she said someone else to have you. I'd understand why you'd be upset about that, or why you feel a certain type of way.
It's not about being upset. I only found this out 2 weeks ago. I'm not upset about that. I'm not upset. I don't give a fuck about it. I met Christine at 9 and I looked at her dead in the face and I looked at my grandma and said, I don't like this woman.
It's because you didn't know her. She hasn't been in your life.
I've known Christine for my whole life.
Your nan looked after you.
Yeah.
Your nan also took you away and raised you.
Yeah.
So when you came back to Christine's, you didn't care about her.
Yeah.
Because she has nothing to do with you.
Yeah. So what? When
this child that you created.
No, but when you keep on talking about flesh and blood, you keep on making it seem like.
Okay, but this is your problem.
I'm not saying it's not my problem. That's the thing. You keep on trying to make it seem like I'm trying to take this. I'm trying to tell you this is 4 years ago or whatever, and I'm telling you this is on from what's happened now. I'm trying to tell you that it took me all these times to actually understand myself and understand my thought process.
So right now you've been trying to have communication.
I have been having communication.
You have been having communication.
And that's like I said, it's not about love or anything like that. Just like when my grandmother took me, it wasn't about love.
Your grandmother took you out of love.
Yeah, but it was about obligation also.
No, she wasn't obliged to. She wasn't out of love.
She's obliged. She did it because she feels.
Because your parents were not well.
Listen to what I'm trying to say. She did it because she was obliged to. It was half love and half being obliged to. And I know this because she's told me this herself, which is why she always said, before you ever have kids or something, understand that it's not an easy job, which is why I never wanted to have kids. I've been through the worst poverty with my mum. I've lived in flooded houses with my mum. I'd slept, and when I say my mum, I mean my grandmother. I slept in bed and breakfast with my mum. Slept in houses made out of galvanized in the Caribbean because of my mum. I used to walk through cane fields in Dominica for my mum walking because we couldn't have transport. Even when my mum took me to Dominica, and I was there. I was living in a room with 8 kids. I had my first sexual experience at 5 with someone that was older than me. So like, when you're telling me that it's love, yeah, it is love, but it's also obligation, which is why I've never sold anybody a dream of telling them, I want to have a child with you and we're gonna make it work, which is why, as much as I loved you, and as much as I wanted to get married to you, and as much as I wanted all these things with you, I would never ever do that to you because I would never put you in a position where I know myself and I know I'm not ready, and I'm gassing you up saying I want to keep.
So had I got pregnant, then what would you have done? If I fell pregnant, what would you have done?
For you, you're the only person I would want to have kids with. So it would have been a different thing. But I was never going to let that happen. Because I knew how I was moving, and I never wanted that to be for you. I know how hard it is for a single mum to raise a child because that's been my whole life.
What the
like
hell?
I said, I'm not knocking.
Nah. Hold on. Let's break this down. So, your queen, your main girlfriend, you wouldn't get her pregnant because you wouldn't want to do that to her. Because you know how it is for a single mom. That is tact.
No,
that's not crazy.
To even just say that is like, alright.
Nah, yo. What goes through
It's the same thing that say you're at the top of the pyramid. But if it was to have a kid, you're a single mom, you. But it's like, nah. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, I would want to have a kid with you, but if you did, you're a single mom. It's like, it's contradicting itself.
Nah, he's big narcissist for real.
He's crazy. It's like, all his points is attacking each other. Like, bro.
His points on points.
she's
Nah, they
done
just-
a great job, but at the
He's
same time,
hallucinating.
of course I'm gonna feel away because I felt I
You
know
know
I
how
was
hard it
lied
was
to.
for you. You know how hard it was for your nan to raise you.
But then at the same time, I'm still lied to. So I'm gonna feel away about that too.
I just said, you know how hard it was for your nan to raise you
Yeah,
by herself,
of course.
and that's what you would put
But
up
I
for
was
somebody
lied
else.
to. There's a difference. It's
Nah,
not
he
like
needs
I
to look
lied
in the
and got
mirror.
somebody up and said I want to have kids.
But
with
she
you.
never lied about like.
Yes, she did.
But
How can
you
you
know-
say she? What did she not lie about? What? Not being able to have kids and all of a sudden you can. Telling me, I'm gonna
Well,
go do this.
miracles happen, man.
Huh?
That's all I say. Miracles do happen.
Well, I'm a miracle, but I don't know about nothing else.
Right.
This is the thing. I know what it's like to be resented.
You just think he's a what?
He's a miracle.
Nah, he's really.
This is the thing.
Nah, he's a
I know
hard
what it's
guy.
like
Nah.
to be resented and be disliked. When my grandma brought me to Dominica, she left me with the guy that she was with. He would bring me to all his side chicks' houses. Some of them killed dead animals, hold it in front of me, cut their hands, do all that bullshit, leave me with weird people. Like, so it's not a thing about, I know, like I said, I know how hard things are. I know I'm not a person that would ever put somebody in that position. So it's not a love thing for me. It's obligation because it's the right thing to do. And it took me 4 years to get to that point because I don't want to resent anybody. I didn't want to resent a kid because of how I feel towards their parent, their mother. Which is why it took me. So when you say to me abandon, it's not abandon, it's about if I get around somebody and I feel how I feel and I am how I am, it's not going to benefit anybody else. You'll get the worst of me, and I don't want to ever do that to somebody else's child. I never want to do that to somebody's kid. I don't want to do that to anybody because it's been done to me.
Is there anything else you need to tell me? Like why you did it today?
The reason I've done it today is because it's taken me a
Like
long
what are you trying to gain from it now? Like what did you expect me to do from?
To
Like,
be
from this
fair,
point onwards?
I never felt like I owed anybody anything because I don't. But I always felt like I owed you. I could say that you're my first love, and I could say that you're the only person, like I said, I ever wanted to marry or have a family with. I'm not saying that's not happening now, obviously. But the point I'm trying to make is I just felt like you deserved the explanation for everything. And like I said, I never wanted to come off like, obviously you've seen me throughout the beginning and you've seen me before social media, now you've seen me after social media. And then I never wanted you to leave with like the taste in your mouth that I was a shitty person.
Who you was?
Yeah, I was then.
The taste will always be there.
Yeah, of course. But the point I'm trying to make is that just like everything in my life, I'm learning to understand it a bit more and come to grips with it more. So it's not Christine's fault. It's not my biological dad's fault. That's just what happened. Yeah? It's my fault for believing someone and not, and just listening to someone instead of strapping up. It was my fault. So even though the person lied to me and they lied twice, it's still my fault because I shouldn't have even done that situation. And now I'm left in a situation where if I ever did want to have a child, like I said, I only ever wanted to have a child with you, and I know it would have been organic because you're the only person I felt that for. So I have to deal with this in the sense that I've come from a broken kind of family kind of thing, and I've continued that. And although there may not be like love there in that sense, it's obligation and it's the right thing to do. So all I'm saying is like, just like then, even with the youth situation, like I've had to realize that I can't, although the person lied to me, I have to be real with myself and say I shouldn't have got myself in that situation and I have to deal with the responsibility. But I'm still not gonna lie to myself and say that it's love because it still ain't love for my biological parents, even though it ain't their fault. It's not love for nobody because it's hard for me to feel that. I only love my mum, which is Elizabeth. That's the only person I have real feelings for, and I know that sounds like I'm being a dick, but I just can't help it. It's just how I am. Like when I did the ZZ Mill show that everybody probably knows me from, like, I guess the next to everything, that's one of the things that a lot of people know me from. She asked me if I had kids, and then them times I knew, yeah? Them times I knew.
I know, you lied.
Yeah, of
You
course.
said no, you
yeah.
didn't have kids.
Because
Stop owning it.
No, I didn't own it because of the disdain and anger I felt, and which is why I talk about it's taken me years to get past that feeling of anger and bitterness towards the whole situation. Because at the end of the day, it wasn't my fault my parents had a one night stand, just like it ain't this youth's fault that I was fucking bad things and this thing thought it was something deeper, and then it is what it is, and I don't give a fuck about that person. It's not the youth's fault. When I look back at me and you, I have all these great thoughts and I have all these great feelings and all these amazing times of you in my head. But then when I really put down to the reality, I did a lot of wrong to you. I did so much wrong to you. And as much as I loved you and as strong as my feelings was towards you, I was doing a lot of wrong, which is why I wanted to talk to you in person and say it, because Do you know what the problem was? The reason I loved you so much is because I've never seen my mum in someone. And that's what I saw in you. Everything about you, it just gave me a reflection of her, which is why I felt so strongly towards you. And which is why when I talk about family and kids and all these different things, that's why it comes back to you.
He's a bad guy.
You know I broke up with you, right? Because I just kept having, not only was I having gut feelings about our relationship, or someone messaging me saying they swear they've seen you somewhere. It was just all too much, and towards the end of our relationship, I would say around 3 months towards the end, I fell out of love.
Yeah.
I just felt like me being there is wasting my time, because I know what you're doing. Like, I feel like I know what you're doing, but you would never change.
Yeah.
Remember the last time I broke up with you? Like, my friends saw you on a dating site.
No, that wasn't the last time you broke.
No,
You
not
mean
the
before
last
the
time, the
final
one
time?
before that.
Yeah,
The one
that's what
before
you
that,
meant the last
yeah,
time,
you were
yeah.
on a dating site, and it was you, it was all your details there, and I
Yeah.
showed it to you. That was
Yeah.
the first time I broke up with you, and so it's just like, you know, from that moment, and we've already, 2.5 years in our relationship, so it's like, the last time I just thought, there's no point, it's not going to work out, you're not going to change, so what am I here for? If I was,
Thank God a relationship and went on a dating site.
A local dating website.
Put his face in all that.
And she showed him.
He is the one. He calls it.
I was to ask you, you feel like,
He's a
remember
wild boy.
we normally have our talks
Yeah.
about being in a relationship, how we feel. If I was to ask you the same question, you'll say it's perfectly fine. So I didn't give you an opportunity
Yeah.
to have that talk with us, like that certain conversation. So
And you're right, because at the time, I wouldn't have been honest, because I had so much on my mind, even that situation,
and
life and everything.
and
I
even
wouldn't
after
have-
everything you said, it's just that I just find it hard to believe that you saw your mum, like the way you portrayed me, like you've seen your mum and me and all that stuff. I just find it hard to believe while she was out doing what you was doing. You wouldn't be doing all that stuff.
No,
that's what you for.
I know it's hard for you to get it, but that's how it is for me. Like I said, where we go from here, I don't, obviously, we're never going to get back together like that. But at the same time, I just never wanted you to leave with that feeling about me, to feel like I was a bad person. Even with what I told you about myself, you, everything else, I have changed from how I was before. And it's taken me a long time to get to that point. So with you, like I said, it's not about me even being a friendship. It's just down to just you, like, closing up the chapter that was me and you.
Chapter's closed.
Yeah.
Done.
What is on there in part 3?
Next week on Full Disclosure, Evelyn calls out Lerone as she hopes for him to acknowledge his shortcomings in caring for their
Nobody gives no f***. Like, I mean, I don't know.
No
He just don't care. Like, I mean, I don't.
That man needs God. That's really about it.
He just
Nah, he needs a cleansing moment. Nah, he needs a cleansing moment with his spirit and his conscience.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
You should just become a monk.
That nigga really might have been working, bro. I'm just getting parched. That's crazy.
That's an accomplishment. That's his priority. Taking down joints. That's not valid.
yeah, that's terrible.
You need a better priority.
I mean, if you're gonna have one.
He also said that shorty was cheating. It was just something keeping him alive. That was the hack.
And you said you see her and your mom. You would do that to your mom, bro? You would hurt her? Say sorry, then hurt her again? Come on, son.
Instead of, yo, niggas say sorry and then hurt her again.
Tell us your thoughts in the comments. Yeah.
Let him have it.
Part 2. We'll see you on the next video, social media, main channel video. Follow James' channel. Come on now. Follow subs.
500 subs. You get the tech. My tech.
Love y'all.
I'll put some in
60,000.
the pockets.